Alright, this reading is going to be for Scorpio. And it's something about y'all masking worry. Y'all masking that y'all worry. Like, it's like y'all hiding it or something. I don't know what that's about. Okay. At the bottom is hope. Okay, so there's a financial situation that you hope goes in your favor, but then emotionally you have a relationship. When it comes to your manifestations, you are hoping there's something wonky happening with your finances, okay? Or you trying to manifest something. It's because you are circulating grief. You have a relationship with grief that's not resolved yet. So it's almost like, imagine trying to manifest and you worried on top of it. You cause confusion in the universe. It's like your worrying tells the universe that you're afraid of your manifestation and you don't want it. Okay? What is this worry? What is this partnership with grief that they have? What is this relationship with grief? The bone marrow, the magician, alchemy. Sorry, my stomach. Oh. Whew, this is complicated. Okay, so I'm not going to make it complicated. I just got to take a deep breath. Okay, this is in your bone marrow. That's how deep it is in your tissues. Okay. You tend to go with the flow. Okay, of course, that sounds like nothing, but you tend to go with the flow. I think that's the problem. You have an abundance of energy. You have a lot of energy. But then you also have, your fear is equally as strong, and it blocks you from being successful in a lot of things because you are tied to teamwork. I don't think you have an issue with teamwork, okay? You have an issue with teamwork, and this is going to affect your manifestations, because you're like, why do I always have to work with somebody? Because it's always a waste of time. You just want that to be, you don't want to deal with that. Like, that gets under your skin. It's something that you just rather not. You know what I mean? You sure of yourself but unsure of other people. Why does somebody else have to always be included? Because we all humans and we relate to each other, and we have to be codependent. We have to learn and we have to fix ourselves. And a lot of us, if we don't do the work when we by ourselves, we need something externally to relate to, which might be a job, which might be a house, which might be a tree, might be a pet, might be another person. It could be anything, because every version is the same in different forms, and that's the only way we heal. So you have a lot of people that's been trying to block this partnership that you dread because you believe that it's going to be a dead end when it's not. And they have you tied to this mentality that everything is going to be a ball and chain situation, and they want to show you how strong you've been and your reward. But you have a relationship with grief. It's like, you don't feel optimistic. You feel like it's going to be a repeat. And your intuition, your manifestations is so strong that you are sure of it before it happened, even though you never seen it before. That is very dangerous. Like I said, it's all the way in the bone marrow. The bone marrow is where the stem cells sit. This is what makes you. This is what actually creates the human. It forms new tissue and bones and cartilage off of that same grief. Okay, like I said, it's blocking your luck. You have a lot of mental entrapments that need to be released from the body. Okay? Because it's blocking you from getting what you want. It's almost like emotionally you done lost the fight, but it's time for you to get a payout, because you have been so content by greedy people blocking you. And you never understood this. It's your friends. And I see that's what it said. It's that friendship. It's like the people that you surround yourself with. You want to know why. It's like, the way I see it is, okay, so they will be, this is projections. So it's like those people are surrounded. Those are the ones that's grieving. Whatever their situations is not going right for them. And it's projected onto you. Because you absorb everything. Every water sign absorbs everything. And they absorb it into their lymph and their, which is the sewage system for the body. The bones, you absorb it deep. It's who you surround yourself with. How you'll know is your friends are in that deep state of fear all the time. They're in the state of fear and panic. And that puts you in a state of fear and panic. You the lucky rabbit's foot in that group. Why are their friends so afraid? Why are their friends so afraid? Oh, because when you transform, which is a Scorpio, you're gonna leave them. They know it's the end. As soon as you do something, you go off in another direction, they lose contact. Yeah, well, that's codependency. Yeah. It says they're blocked by greed. They want, and that's all I'm getting. They constantly want. Every time y'all talk, it's want. And you so generous. You so generous, especially with your emotions. Like with your emotions, you just give freely. You so generous. Like you feel sorry and you have sympathy, and it's so deep and it's so genuine. You just give without asking. You spent now. Look at that. So this card, y'all saw it hit me. It hit me like this, and then it spent around on the floor like that. So something is turning upright, but you being attacked because somebody does not want you to be emotionally rational. They want you to be trapped in their state of grief so that you can be afraid to let them go. Like, that's not happening. So anyway, it's turning like this. So they're attacking you, and people will say that you're irrational, you're not thinking clear, just to slow you down. Just to slow you down and make you sluggish. It'll put you in a state of emotional, what do you call it? Emotional codependency. They'll put you in a state of panic. What is this? It doesn't help you to, it's something about your decisions. You make strange decisions when it comes to your emotions. I don't know. If you've thrown off. Sorry, this person outside I can't hear. But anyway. So it felt like that. These people are not, your friends make their emotions is not involved. They don't make good decisions because rationality is in the reverse. When it comes to their emotions, I don't know what kind of things, Sky. Let me take a deep breath. I'm sure this is how y'all feel agitated. Like this is the perfect spot to pull over and do whatever he's doing. And I just waved at him. Like I don't hate his guts. Anyway, I don't hate his guts. I don't even know who he is, but it's very inconvenient. And it probably looked like I'm a creep that I'm in the window. Anyway, I'm sorry, y'all. Anyway, these people don't think rational. And it says trapped and worried. Let me just show y'all before all of that happened. Okay, this is the state that they want you to be in, that they're projecting on you. It says trapped and worried. And when this is happening, you can't think logical. You lose sight. You start to lose your vision. It's almost like your mind has been completely wiped. For when it comes to new starts and freshness, you become stagnant and stale because you are consumed by everything around you. People have to be aware, and it's so odd for a water or earth sign not to be aware, because those are the ones that are feminine. You're supposed to feel, but the trauma projected on people makes it hard to be aware. You become numb and you don't want to feel anymore because it's been going on for so long. Get in your own energy so you can find out what you can manifest, why you're not manifesting, what makes you sick. Little teeny triggers before it go really, really bad. Okay, what else do they need to know? People around you, they make emotional decisions. They're not really I keep saying emotional, but I keep getting tripped off. They don't make smart decisions. How do I say that without, because I'm not trying to be mean. It's just that they're not thinking about themselves when they make the decisions that they make. They're putting themselves in emotional debt. They're enslaving themselves to another person. So what y'all need to know is, in order to circulate freshness, y'all need to remove yourself from these people that make these decisions that don't know how it's going to affect them in the long run. It's actually going to numb them, because these people want, that's all they do is they want what they can see. They need to want what they feel, because that's going to kind of help them out, help them when it comes to being aware. It says your celebration is blocked because you're around a lot of people that's trapped, that only want to have fun. So you're wasting money, blocking manifestations, because there's so many towers that you tied up in to these people, because they want you to feel comfortable. So they like, hey, you want to go out, you want to eat, you want to do this, but you just like void. Why am I in this voided space? Why do I feel like this? Because nothing new is circulating. Because you still in their stale energy. You have fun, but when you go home or the next day, your energy is just like, ugh. I wasted money. I don't feel better. It says they want you to go with the flow. But then there's something about you constantly breathing in worry and grief. Like, look at the people that you associated with, because there's a competing that's happening of the mind as far as transformation. When they transform, they out of there. If you transform, they don't want that, so they keep you around, but they don't want you in front of them. And I don't want to make it a competition thing. It's just that they don't want you to leave. They want you to be a friend or be around, even if it's a mate situation. Just be around forever, but don't leave. You know what I mean? They'll always be winning because because of your energy. And I don't want to keep. It says stagnation. I'm going in a loop if y'all reading. Stagnation, okay? I'm not gonna keep doing it. They're getting a payoff. Look at the cards. They're getting a payoff, and they're successful by keeping you feeling comfortable. As long as you home, they will always win. As long as you're with them and you don't go anywhere, this will always be a payoff. They got to keep you in fear. That fear is theirs. It doesn't belong to anybody else. It's other people's fear. It's not yours. So y'all getting projected on. Y'all need to remove yourself. Karmic completion. Y'all have to end this. Nobody else can do it for y'all. Y'all learning what love is and what love ain't. These people have their self caught up in situations that I don't think that they can just escape from off rip. You're free, but I don't think that whoever's around you is free. I feel like they signed new contracts. They having children. They just got married. They're trapped. But it may not look like that to you. They wanted what they got, and now they were like, I should have chose myself. I hope y'all get what I'm saying. Okay, so perseverance is at the bottom. Okay, you've been really strong through a lot of upheavals. You had to, because you needed to learn a higher lesson when it comes to expressing yourself, your intuition, and new beginnings. So how do I say that? You got some master numbers here. So you need to hang in there, because what is this creativity? Oh, you didn't know what you wanted. That's why. So you need to hang in there, because you need to understand the higher lesson of what you wanted. You might have hung around friends, and you know how it is with friends. It's like y'all all, it's camaraderie. It's fun. You know what I mean? It's living your life and having fun. That don't mean that you know what you like. So now you see what everybody else is going through, and you're like, whoo, I thought I did want to be married. I thought I wanted to be a parent. I thought I wanted to live in Costa Rica. Now I'm seeing that I don't, because I'm seeing their situations. And yeah. Y'all supposed to learn about adventure and put your own definition on it. So I feel like your friends are mismatched with what they're contracted, what they put themselves in a contract with. They're mismatched, but you're learning that you definitely need somebody that's like you, and not like you on the outside, like you on the inside. That's the issue. So they might have somebody that's like them on the outside, but you are learning, I need somebody that's like me on the inside. because you need a whole hospital when it comes to somebody that's going to love you and take care of you. And that's not hard to find. You just can't give up because of what you've seen or what you've been through. It was just, if people would just learn that these are just classrooms that we learning in, and now we in a state of love, take your time. It'll come to you. Everything that I chose for myself was not right. But when it's sent to you and you get to use your discernment based on how you feel, that's how you'll know. So be patient. Don't rush nothing. Music. Okay, so every time this card comes out, it talks about, I know it says music, but it really talks about that communication, a frequency match between you and something, because it doesn't have to necessarily be a person, but it's like when you learn your own energy and the effect it has on other people and how much they hoard it, then you start conserving your energy and saving it and waiting until you find a match that has that same energy. You'll know when it hits you, because it's like you'll go from doing a lot to doing feeling like you're doing nothing, because that person is so much like you that internally that you don't have to go through as much disappointment as y'all have been through y'all whole entire lifetime. Because it's something here about a spiritual lesson about when you express yourself, like internally. I'm gonna keep saying internally. You can't see that the higher lesson was about healing, especially when it comes to friends, because they're friends until they become enemies. And I'm not saying this is always the case, but for majority of the case, because when somebody grows away, and that's what's supposed to happen, we're supposed to relate until the lesson is over. And as soon as somebody wants to leave, that's when they become an enemy. Why do you want to leave? Why don't you want to do the same thing? Why are you doing this? Why are you changing this up? Why? Because you're growing. It doesn't mean you're faking, you're phony. It means you're growing. And we go doing different things and separate things. I thought you would be here, and I thought you thought wrong, because there's no ownership on this earth at all. Okay? So, parents don't even own their children, but this is what the lesson was. So friends become enemies, and enemies become friends. That's just how it is. It's always a lesson to learn. Communication. A master lesson in communication and patience. So, if you look at these cards, you got 32 here. All mirror numbers. Mirror numbers. You had 66 and you had, I forgot what the other one was. 66 and 22. I forget what it was. But anyway, you have all master numbers. It was a higher lesson for you to learn. It was definitely hard for you, but it's time to end things because you have learned balance. You're learning balance. So this is a voluntary thing that you have to do. You have to release these friends and come out of this energy of grief, which could take some time. But once you're in your own energy, you're going to use much more discernment going into things, because you're going to be optimistic. You won't be afraid that something is going to be disappointing, because that's a projection on you. You'll feel good about it. You'll breathe that new life that you breathed into everybody around you back into every partnership. You'll look forward to it with fresh eyes instead of disappointment. Okay, so that's it, Scorpio.